Hey everyone, as you can see we are hot tenting today. It might be the last hot tent for the season. We just got some more fresh snow yesterday. Figured I'd get out, but it took me so much longer. It took me probably an hour looking for a spot that was big enough for the tent and not a puddle of water. So we're not exactly on the flattest ground, but we're on somewhat flat ground and dry ground, so we're going to call that a win. I don't have much wood. It's not very cold today. It's going to be right around the freezing point, so I'm going to start the stove right before I go to bed. My dinner, I'm kind of excited for it. I'm going to make it on a different grill that I have. It is the little fire pit grill setup I've been using recently, and it came with a cook set as well, so I haven't used that yet. I'm going to try it today. I'm going to make some pretty basic ramen, but excited for the cook set. Going to get that started now, and thanks for joining me. Now there is the fire pit and the grill structure. I didn't put the actual grill on because there's another piece that I'm supposed to throw on instead that will allow me to throw on things like this. So let me find that. I could definitely use a table when I do these kinds of things. I'm excited to go to different campgrounds with picnic tables and all that because bending down, putting it on the floor, putting it on a chair gets tiring really quick. To grip the pot afterwards. So as you can see, pretty cool little cook set. I will be putting this part away because I'm only using the big tray for today. I'll also be using the cutting board, not to be confused with fire starter or kindling. Also going to use the little gripper at the end. I figure it's a smart idea to use this to pick up the hot pan after. Get a fire started, get our meal going. Got myself a little electronic hand warmer. My hands tend to get cold between the shots and everything. Taking off my gloves to do stuff, and yeah, I always keep a pair of hot hands or hand warmers in my front pocket, but this seems like a nice alternative. Also works to charge your phone, and there should be enough battery in this that I can use it all evening and then throw it in my sleeping bag, warm up my sleeping bag. So excited to test this out. It might have to wait till next year because we are pretty late in our winter season, but pretty happy that these exist. I actually didn't know about them until recently. while dinner cools down, we're going to talk about the beer. Today I am very excited for the beer. I chose ramen as my dinner on purpose. Now this is not a fancy ramen, I wish I could do it justice, but this is like a campfire, a rough campfire ramen. I chose ramen because my beer is actually from Japan tonight. So, cheers guys. I do have a story about this and I will tell you guys that in a moment. And it is not a twist off. So, this is a little pot gripper. This should work. If you can grip a pot, I can grip a bottle of beer, right? Does not grip it perfectly, but hold up. There we go. Cheers, guys. For the story behind this beer, this came from a friend of mine who used to go camping with us. He was actually one of the first guys I went winter camping with, and he moved to Japan about a year ago. So he lives there now, and he came to visit a few months ago. He asked if I wanted anything. I said, you know what, he owes me no favors, but I'm like, if you can get me a beer from there, I will not say no. I'll probably use it in one of my videos. I'm like, if you can get me a meal as well, I'll use that too. I was thinking basic instant ramen or something. He brought me some snacks, brought me a beer. I have eaten all the snacks since then. So, got a ramen from the supermarket here. But I did save the beer for a video, and I do apologize. I do not know the name of this brewery, or the beer in fact, but they do tend to make their beers with more rice in it, and I do like the flavor it gives. And all to say is I have no idea where it comes from. It was probably purchased somewhere between Tokyo and Shiba. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but that's around an hour to 2 hours southeast of Tokyo. He must have picked up somewhere between there and the airport. So, huge thanks to him. And I do plan on visiting him in Japan one day and trying to go camping there. There is a campground near Mount Fuji, and hoping to go visit that one day. So, that is the plan. Meal looks like it's ready, so we're going to get on that. By the way, I'm not a fan of bringing glass bottles out here. I will occasionally, like today, but I'm not a big fan of it. One, it's extra weight, and my most biggest concern would be dropping it, breaking it, and then having glass that I can't pick up. I could pick up most of it, but for sure some is going to get lost, so not a big fan of that. You will not see that often, but I made an exception for this one. Otherwise, if I'm at a campground and I walk 10 feet to my picnic table, 10 feet to my campfire, that's another story, but when I'm out here with a sled, a backpack, I usually do not do that. That was one of the best meal and beer pairings so far on this channel. Time to clean up. It is getting cold, so I'm going to pack up my things a bit and hide in the tent. Alright guys, it has warmed up quite a bit in here. I'm going to get to bed within the hour, and before I do that, I like to throw on one of these little eco logs. This burns low and slow for about 2 hours, keeps a nice amount of heat in the tent, so that's pretty usually my go-to right before I go to sleep. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, guys. I'm already cleaned up. At this point, I'm just waiting for the stove to cool down. That's one of the downsides of using it in the morning. It takes about an hour for it to really fully finish burning, cooling down, and then I can take apart the tent, take apart the stove. Yes, this is a chopstick, works well as a stirring stick. I want to say thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.